Hello everyone, and welcome to English Story Radio channel. Today, I'm excited to share an English story with you. If you enjoy this story and want to see more like it, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll be the first to know when I upload new content. Without further ado, let's get started. Mia had always been an adventurer. She loved exploring new places and trying new things. When her friends suggested going to the amusement park, she was the first to agree. They were all excited to try out the rides and games, but they were also curious about the maze. The maze was a massive structure made of high walls and narrow corridors that twisted and turned in every direction. The park boasted that it was impossible to solve, but the friends were determined to try. As they entered the maze, they quickly realized that they had underestimated its complexity. The walls were so high that they couldn't see over them, and the twists and turns were confusing. They started to get separated, and soon, Mia was all alone. She tried to retrace her steps, but the maze seemed to have shifted, and she couldn't find the way back. Panic started to set in. Mia had always been independent, but she knew she couldn't solve the maze by herself. She needed help. She started to shout, hoping that someone would hear her. After a while, she heard a voice calling her name. It was her friend Emma. Emma had also gotten separated from the group, and had been looking for Mia. They hugged and promised never to separate again. Mia and Emma continued to walk, but they soon realized that they were lost. They had no idea which way to go. As they were about to give up, they heard a noise coming from a corner. They walked towards it and found a guy sitting on the ground. His name was Alex, and he was also lost in the maze. He looked tired and frustrated. Mia and Emma introduced themselves, and Alex joined their group. They all agreed to work together to find the way out. They started to walk, but soon realized that they were going around in circles. They needed a plan. Mia suggested that they should mark the walls with something, so they wouldn't get lost again. Alex took out a marker pen from his pocket, and they started to draw on the walls. As they walked, they talked about their lives, their dreams, and their fears. Mia told them about her passion for architecture, and Alex shared his love for computer science. They laughed and joked, and for a moment, they forgot that they were lost in a maze. As they turned a corner, they saw a light at the end of the corridor. They had found the exit. They cheered, hugged each other, and high-fived. They had solved the maze. They looked at each other, and for a moment, there was a hesitation. They all felt something, but they didn't know what it was. Suddenly, they heard a voice calling Mia's name. It was her friend Emma. Emma had been worried sick about Mia, and had been looking for her everywhere. Alex's friends had also found him, and they were all relieved to see each other. Mia and Alex exchanged numbers, promising to keep in touch. Mia and Alex had a great time at the amusement park that day. They went on rides together, had lunch, and even won a stuffed toy at one of the game booths. They exchanged stories, laughed, and had fun. They had a connection that had started in the maze and had grown throughout the day. As the day was coming to an end, Mia and Alex said their goodbyes. They hugged each other, and Mia felt a rush of emotions. She had found her way out of the maze, but she had also found something else. She had found a friend, and maybe even something more. Mia went home feeling happy and fulfilled. She couldn't wait to tell her roommate about her adventure in the maze and her new friend, Alex. She realized that sometimes, getting lost can lead to unexpected connections and adventures. Days passed, and Mia and Alex started to chat regularly. They talked about everything and nothing, and they felt comfortable with each other. Mia felt that Alex was someone she could trust, and he felt the same way. They decided to meet again, and this time, they went to an art museum. Mia was amazed by the exhibits, and Alex loved the interactive installations. They talked about the meaning of art, the purpose of life, and the importance of connection. They had deep conversations, and they felt that they were on the same page. They had found a common ground, and they were happy. As they were leaving the museum, Alex grabbed Mia's hand. He looked at her, and he said, "I know this may sound weird, but I feel something for you. I don't know what it is, but I want to explore it. Would you like to go on a date with me?" Mia felt a jolt of excitement. She had felt something for Alex too, but she wasn't sure if he felt the same way. She looked into his eyes, and she said, "Yes, I would love to go on a date with you." That was the start of their relationship. They went on more dates, talked more, laughed more, and loved more. They were happy together, and they knew that they had found something special. They had found love in the maze, and they had found each other. Years passed, and Mia and Alex got married. They had a beautiful ceremony, surrounded by friends and family. They exchanged vows, promising to love each other, support each other, and always be there for each other. They had come a long way since they had gotten lost in the maze, but they knew that they wouldn't have found each other if it weren't for that day. As they danced together at their wedding, they looked at each other, and they knew that they had found their way out of the maze, both literally and figuratively. They had found each other, and that was all that mattered. The maze had been a challenge, but it had also been a blessing. It had brought them together, and it had shown them that sometimes, getting lost can lead to unexpected connections and adventures. They had solved the maze, and they had found love. And that was the best prize of all.